For more information on my programs, please visit masajady.com. That's MASSAJADY.com. Hello, this is Masati. Welcome to my podcast, Exponential Intelligence. This is episode 126, Getting Fit 360. We're going to be talking about the 30-day fitness challenge coming up in June. Really exciting. And with me, I've got two special guests from Sajadi Fit, Alex and Jovan. Alex, go ahead and tell me a little bit about yourself. What makes you worthy of helping my clients get fit 360?
Hey guys, great to be on the call. So I went to Iowa State University where I studied kinesiology and exercise science, but where I learned a lot. But most of my experience comes from actually helping people. So I've been involved in fitness and health my whole life. So it started helping my aunts and uncles and other family members come up to me and asking me, what do I do to lose some weight? And I got a lot of them to lose around 30 or 40 pounds. They're in the best shape they've ever been. And that didn't stop there. A lot of kids came up to me in the gyms at Iowa State and the gyms around home. And they asked me, hey man, I noticed you in the gym. What are you doing to look like this? What do you do? And I helped them out. And so that's where it all started. And now I'm helping a lot of people.
Now, didn't you help your best friend in the Navy or Army excel in the Marine Corps? Do you want to tell a little bit about that, how he excelled?
Yeah, so he was my best friend in high school, and we were always involved in fitness together. So when we started college, we were roommates, and we always pushed each other. We found the best ways to be the best in whatever it is that we did. So now he's in the Marine Corps, and I think because of our training, the way we work together, he's now the number one Marine in the Marine Corps. He's in the top 0.01%, just killing it. So,
Jovan, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Jovan Sajady. Academically, I've had a history in nutrition. I've been studying dietetics for the past 3 years, going to my fourth year at Minnesota State University. And beyond that, I have a real personal kind of commitment to the topic because I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when I was 17. So it kind of makes me take a look into the things I put in my body. And it also kind of gives me a window to see how these things can actually affect me in real time, which is pretty interesting.
Can you tell us the difference between what a dietetic is? Because I know most individuals don't even know that dietetics exist.
Yeah, so a lot of people are familiar with the term nutritionist, which is it's not really a fully accredited type of classification, but if you become a fully certified dietitian, you have a bit more clinical relevance. You take an entrance exam, you follow another registered dietitian around before you do it. It's just a little bit more bona fide version of a nutritionist.
Wonderful. And the reason why we do this is because from what I've found out, working on tens of thousands of individuals around the world, what we found out is that as you start to awaken, as you start to ascend higher, you naturally gravitate to looking better. You naturally want to eat better. And I'll give you the reasons why. But let me start out with the quote that Plato said. In order for man to succeed in life, God provided him with two means, education and physical activity, not separately, one for the soul and the other for the body, but for the two together. With these two means, man can attain perfection. And that's what exponential intelligence is about. Now, in most, religion or spirituality, what we try to do is we escape our body to ascend the higher realms, to become peaceful, to understand the God or pure source. In reality, from what I've found through the process of exponential intelligence and the two near deaths, well, I realized that we were created here for a special purpose. I mean, look at the intricate details of our physical form. It's amazing what we can do. And we're only using, 10, 12% of it. Okay? So with the process of EI, as we ascend to those higher realms, as we ascend or vibrate much higher, well, if we're not healthy, we literally would blow up. So in order for us to ascend higher, to hold on to those frequencies consistently, well, our body has to come into better shape. We have to eat properly. so we can hold on to those patterns or frequencies. If you've followed my trajectory, my own experience, if you've looked at me, and we'll throw up a picture on this as well. If you've looked at me at 2012 compared to where I am now, 2018, it looks like I've grown younger by about 10, 15 years. So these are the possibilities that we're going to be talking about on this podcast, and then how you can join as well, coming up actually in June 1st. So it's going to be quite exciting. And a lot of us, I'm going to hand it over to these young men. And by the way, these guys are young, but they've got a lot of knowledge. They hang out with me. They meditate with me. So they've got the youthfulness, right? The vibrancy of youthfulness, which is actually very positive, and the wisdom, knowledge of an older individual. So, and that's why I've asked them to help me out, bring about, say, the physical activities that we need, including proper diet, to make this a success for you in the 30 days. The problem that most people have as we age, right, is that, especially as we get into 40 plus, right, you want to lose weight, you want to get in shape, but there's a lot of roadblocks. Can you guys go through some of the roadblocks?
I'd say the biggest roadblocks for people is just more mental than anything. But, they don't think they have time to go to a gym. Gym memberships are too expensive. There's also a lot of misinformation on the internet, too. There's so much, you don't know what to believe. There's just, do this diet, don't do this one. Which one's right for me? It's hard to understand.
Another big problem is, I'm sure a lot of these listeners are in the United States, Western area. And it's no secret we have a pretty terrible diet for the most part. And I won't ever say that's one particular food or type of food that's causing this problem, but rather a culmination of all these foods together. So a lot of people just don't really know what to look out for and what they should or shouldn't be eating to meet their goals.
Plus, as a whole, right, we want to work out, but then why is it that we get forced to work out? There's a lot of individuals, I go to the gym, and I crave being at the gym. So most individuals who have weight issues or health issues, they hate going to the gym, right? They hate going to the gym. It's a chore for them. It's almost like a curse, right? They'd rather do anything else than go to the gym. So that's why we've combined efforts together, where I help you on the back end remove those patterns where you naturally gravitate to wanting to exercise your body, wanting to eat the right foods. So you start to have that pattern of success, the success in having a healthy body. Some of the solutions that we found out, right, that most people do is that they look in the mirror and they go, hey, I'm overweight, I don't feel good, I'm tired, I don't have enough energy. A lot of the women who are pregnant, right, they've never lost the baby fat that they acquired. And then plus also, as we age, unfortunately, the testosterone levels drop down, the estrogen levels drop down, and then it makes it easier to lose our body shape. Not just our body shape, but then our vitality, our vibrance, our zest for life, right? Plus, along with the physical issues or the physical decline, we didn't quite succeed. We had great aspects or great aspirations for our life, and then those aspirations didn't come through for some reason or another. I look at it as incorrect programming, but most of us would look at it as, it was my fault. I did something, I'm not good enough, and then that wraps us around into a downward spiral as well. So with all those issues, there's a lot of 30-day challenges out there. There's a lot of fitness programs. There's a lot of diets that we can go on. But then what happens? We use or we do some of those things, and we're good for a little bit, and then what happens? Right? We fall back into the same old patterns. So that's why we've created the 30-day challenge that we're going to be talking about. But I want to discuss more the importance of physical health, specific benefits of being healthy from these experts.
there's really no downsides to being in shape and exercising. It's only benefits. A lot of the benefits that people don't know about: stronger bones, which is really great because as you get older, your bones get weaker. But exercise bring those bones back healthy. Better focus, better mental clarity, more energy throughout the day. You're a more confident person. There's better sex. Everything's just better when you're healthy.
I think beyond the actual physical benefits, one of the greatest things about taking care of yourself is just knowing that you're taking care of your body and you're doing everything you can to keep yourself around for those that you love, and just being there to enjoy life for as much as you can and have the best quality of life as possible as well.
So we start to realize that, hey, we've got a problem, right? We need to start working out, but maybe going to the gym, right? It's too far. Gym memberships are expensive, or they're unavailable. Maybe we don't eat properly, right? Because we don't have the time. Can you guys say something about that? What the workarounds are with that?
As far as diet's concerned, you don't need fancy foods. You don't need to shop at the Whole Foods market all the time necessarily to have a totally balanced and healthy diet. But there's some like general guidelines that you need to know about and be able to steer yourself around them to make sure that you're pointing yourself towards the right direction there. Oh yeah, and then another big problem is there's a huge big fad with all these crash diets where you only eat one type of food or you completely avoid a certain type of food, and they can provide some short-term results, but at the end of the day, a lot of times they end up causing yo-yo dieting, which makes losing weight in the future even harder, and it's just not really a sustainable form of dieting.
Are there other problems that middle-aged individuals and younger individuals, because I look at the younger population nowadays, boy, they're overweight. You look at the gym, you go to school, I pick up my kids from school, holy hell, it's like they've aged, and they're only 16, 17. They look like they're in their mid-20s. Can you guys talk about that, why that happens? Obviously, not the proper foods, but is there more in-depth? Like for you, Jovan, you've got a lot of knowledge on food structure, right? Dieting, not proper dieting, right? What to eat, what not to eat. Can you go in on that, on why somebody would, say, lose abandon and just let their body go, and then how we can bring it back?
Well, as far as our youth is concerned, really their main form of food and everything is from their own parents. So it's actually not uncommon. You look at these same kids that have these problems, and obviously it stems from their parents. And one biggest thing is just the poor diet that they have. Obviously, a lot of simple carbohydrates, things that don't really fill them and make them want to overeat later on. And then also a big lack of activity overall. Physical education is kind of getting cut in some districts and things like that, which really is an important factor to keeping youthful and becoming a kid, really.
Our lifestyle has completely changed. If you look at us a few hundred years ago, we were so much more active. Lately, we've just become so sedentary. So it's all about developing these habits that'll keep us a little bit more active throughout the day instead of just sitting around all day.
And from my perspective, from the EI perspective, when you're working out, when you're healthy, you want to be in your body, right? If you're not feeling good, if you hate your body, you look at yourself in the mirror, it's like, God, I got to get away from this person, right? I don't like who I've become. Well, if you're resonating with those frequencies, what are your friends going to think about? What are your kids going to think about? Those patterns get copied over by your kids. Your kids look at you and go, damn, my parents think that they're not good enough. I'm their kid. I better follow my parents, and I'll start thinking I'm not good enough at that early age. So it's very, very important. If you're not going to do it for yourself, do it for your kids. There's lots of products out there, or lots of 30-day challenges. Can you guys talk about, say, some of the problems that you might see on those other challenges? And I know you guys have done your homework, studied a lot to become experts, because that's one of the best ways to become an expert, right? You study your competition, see where their pitfalls are, and come out ahead, come out better. So can you talk a little bit about that, guys?
Me and Kevin tried so many different ways of training and so many different 30-day challenges over the last few years that we've really gotten around to experiencing it almost all. But what we realize with these 30-day challenges that are all out there is they're focused on getting results as fast as possible and not even as healthy as possible. So these 30-day challenges that are out there are focused on getting results, and they get results, but they're not healthy and they're very, very hard to maintain. You can't maintain what you're doing for that 30-day challenge for the rest of your life.
Correct. And another big thing about our challenge is it's a lot more about modifying your behaviors and going through these 30 days and sticking with these sets of behaviors and then learning how to keep these things for the rest of your life. And they're nothing crazy. So they're completely sustainable things that you can keep doing with our challenge, as opposed to the other challenges, which just want you to have those fast results in 30 days so you can give them a 5-star review right after.
So as we come around, we've talked about, say, some of the issues that people have on why they don't want to be healthy, and a lot of that self-image issues that we have reflects the patterns or the programming, right? The underlying programming that we've adopted from our parents, previous lifetimes, whatever, and then that transcends into our kids as well. So what we've done, and this is how we're so different. And I've taken a lot of time with Alex, Jovan, and Kevin. So you've got 3 guys, not just one, 3 experts. Kevin, he's out on leave, so he couldn't be on the interview. But he will be part of the group, helping you create that perfect scenario. And then and they're going to be doing the physical. So Alex, Kevin, they're going to be guiding you through all the physical activities, whether you have a gym or not. We're going to be talking a little bit more on that. And then Jovan, he'll set up a perfect diet plan, or I don't even want to call it a diet plan. What would you call it?
More than a plan, I would call it just guidelines. You don't want to eat the same things every day, but if you don't really know what to eat, you don't know what to eat. So these are basically just a series of landmarks that you want to hit every day with your diet to make sure that you're being properly nourished.
Perfect. So that's a huge difference on, say, why our 30-day challenge is going to be very different. One, you've got the mental, emotional, spiritual aspect, and that's what I'll be working on. In fact, the 21 days for the 30-day challenge is going to be extended 9 days. So you get 9 extra days for the same price as the 21 days. And we're going to do it every day. And then on top of that, what these guys are going to do is every day they're going to come out with a diet tip, and then also an exercise tip. And they're going to be following you through every day, motivating you. Can you guys talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we created this challenge to focus purely on long-term results that you can maintain for the rest of your life. So our 30-day challenge was designed to get results that you can maintain forever. So what we focused on was developing transformational habits that you can do every day, and then you'll have these habits for the rest of your life, and they'll be benefiting you forever.
Regarding the nutritional side of things, it'll be a little bit more than common knowledge, but learning how to navigate around nutrition labels, what things are, certain different macronutrient, micronutrient things, things that you really just look for that aren't really in that conventional kind of wisdom as far as nutrition goes.
The reason why we created the Fit 360 is because as individuals, again, they started cleaning up. They starting to want to relive, right? Recapture life, have a second chance on life. And they started asking me, it's like, Moss, what do you do to stay fit? How do you eat? And I couldn't really answer those questions. I mean, I could, but it would take a lot of my time. So this is why we developed this program. I've actually asked Alex and Jovan through the process, and that's how I've stayed fit and stayed bright, stayed active along with Exponential Intelligence. So the help that they gave me, I'm gonna pass that on to you guys. So we talked about, say, some of the issues about going to the gym being too difficult, right? Mental attitude or spiritual attitude. We talked about that, really solving the deep down issues so this can maintain, or we can maintain, a healthy habit, not just momentarily, not just for the summer, but this is for the lifetime. So So it's an integration of mind and body. Can you guys talk about your everyday? Let's talk about a little bit about the 30-day challenge. Yeah, let's talk about the specifics on the 30-day challenge. Plus, we are going to have a talk on it as well. And if you missed the live one, it's going to be recorded for you, so you can listen to the live talk where we answer specific questions from the audience. Okay? But let's get into, say, the nitty-gritty of what the 30-day challenge consists of, and then where they can sign up.
So we've written day by day for 30 days. Each day is going to have a list of what exactly you need to do, and it's going to have a new tip. There's going to be a video explaining everything, and what we also created a Facebook community. So you're going to be doing this program with so many people in the same boat as you, thousands of people, and you're all going to work together to achieve the same goal, which makes it so much easier.
So the power of the mastermind. It's going to be fantastic. Javon, any specifics, day-by-day specifics on the diet?
Yeah, so of course everyone's different, and we're gonna need different caloric goals and everything like that. So there's actually a pretty easy kind of calculator type thing that I can make, and basically you'll just type in your basic stats, height, weight. You can enter a body fat percentile if you know it. You don't need it, and basically it'll spit out to you the amount of calories you need, and I'll give you a good breakdown for where these calories should come from. So proteins, fats, carbohydrates. We can get more into it later in the plan, but it's a good way to break down what you need for yourself rather than having one generalized thing for everybody.
Whether you have access to a gym or not, that doesn't matter. This challenge is focused on building these habits that you can just incorporate to your daily life, whether it's your day off or you're at work. You're just going to be doing these things for every day for the rest of your life, and they're going to become a habit. You're not even going to notice that you're going to do them. You're just going to do them normally without even thinking.
So you're going to give us daily tips and tricks on how to create strong muscle tone, strong muscles. Every day, what you can do, like in your car, at home, while you're walking. Again, as he said, you really don't need a gym for this, but for those individuals who are gung-ho, who really want to work out, start to look like these guys here, and you can go to their social media page, and we'll put that on the link as well. If you guys want to do that as well, you've got plenty of opportunities. It's a great way to really bulk up or get in shape, super shape. But the 30-day challenge is for those individuals, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced, to really start to, one, create successful frequencies of a healthy body, which allows the healthy mind, and then that healthy spiritual connection that we're all looking for, right? That vibrancy to relive life. Two, once that foundation is set, right, through the 21 days, these guys are going to come through and start to, say, train you on to eating properly, where it's not a burden, where it's not a diet. Die is in the word diet. Is that a coincidence, or do people feel like dying? So nothing like that. It's just like eating healthy eating habits, right, with the proper foods that you'll actually like. And this happens every day. And then Alex and Kevin, they're going to be teaching us little tips and tricks, whether you have a gym or not. Okay? And maybe what we could do, Alex, is for those individuals who have equipment, right, you can do one, part of the video on those individuals who have equipment, and then those individuals who don't have equipment, what they can do to get started. How does that sound? That's possible, yeah?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's a great idea.
So the purpose of the Fit 360 is that we'll get you to a point, again, through the combination of the 21-day meta healings were very powerful, especially nowadays, since my abilities have ramped up, and since those world changes are coming through faster, with expertise of these guys. We're going to get you into the habit where you naturally just look vibrant, where you naturally are that individual, that takes care of their body. Those individuals that are just, they're vibrant, they eat properly, and they love it. So that's the model that we're shooting for to help you be one of those individuals where you're just a natural at being healthy or fit 360 degrees all around, 360 degrees of abundance. So, as we wrap up, throughout the coming months on Instagram, especially, I'm gonna be offering, say, healthy eating habits, little tips and tricks on what I do, what I actually go through every day, uh, to keep and stay healthy. And then these guys on their social media, and then obviously part of the 30-day challenge. So it goes beyond the 30 days. They're going to be giving tips and tricks. So look at their social media, like them, and then I just want to close out on this testimonial from somebody from a client of Sajati Fit. Said, by signing up to your program, I found the motivation to get myself to the hardest place there will ever be, the starting line. This was very important to me, as this two subject, nutrition and strength training, are run in the back of my mind for a long time now. I'd been looking for something like this to fit my standards for a while, but it was only when I listened to you on the live call that I said, boom, I have to try this. And then it's a long testimonial, and he goes on. He kind of breaks it down into a series of weeks, basically, and fantastic transformation for him. So what we're going to do is we're going to close up with a 10-minute meta healing on getting you prepared to start eating healthier, to start helping you get, say, fit right here, right now. So go ahead and get comfortable, sitting, standing, lying down. And if you're new to me, this is part of the 21-day. It's not part of the 21-day. It's a takeoff of the 21-day meta healing. And a meta healing is where I guide you into a deep state of meditation, and then I work on you on several different layers. Okay? Your core level, or that blueprint level, and that's where we get those fast transformational changes that you may have heard about or actually experienced yourself come about. So again, noticing your space, noticing whether you are sitting, standing, lying down, noticing the position of your body as we take another breath in, connecting to the group. Okay? All the other people listening to the podcast, there's a ton of people listening to the podcast, and those numbers create strength. There's always strength in numbers, which allows us to move away from those old paradigms, to help us break through those blocks into new realities, new possibilities, new health standards. Wonderful breath in again. So I'm asking ourselves, how do I connect to pure source even stronger? Again, that question, how do I connect to pure source even stronger? As we settle into whatever we're sitting, standing, lying down on, whatever is supporting us. As you start to notice what's supporting you, starting to notice the outline of your body. Thinking whether you judge it or not. It's all up to you. It doesn't really matter, but just notice what comes up. Is your body the shape of your parents? Are you just following your parents' habit? Is that something that you want? Could you be better? Look at the way your parents aged. Is that something you look forward to? Strong deep breath in. Again, noticing your spine this time. The bottom of your spine, your tailbone, working your way up to the mid back, upper back, top of the back, top of the spine. Wonderful breath in again. This time going from the top of the spine right down into the tailbone, really helping you create that strong spine. Again, not a doctor in any way. We'll see what happens for you. And as we radiate out from the spine over the surface of our body, noticing the shape of our body, and noticing the age of your body. You might feel younger, you might feel older. As we note our breath, no matter what age you are, we're going to do a little exercise as I continue to work on you. And what that means is generating frequencies that you envelop, that I help envelop you in. Sphere frequencies, no matter where you are. And that's what you're feeling. If you're feeling different, those are the frequencies that I generate for you to help you become your best possible self. We're going to do a little test. It's called the default age or the default body. The reason why I say that is that for those individuals who see individuals who have crossed over, like say their grandmother dies, it's like, hey, I had a dream about grandmother, or I saw or I felt my grandmother, and say that grandmother was dying of cancer, right? Body riddled with cancer, totally destroyed. They pass away. If you read enough of those stories, right, of those individuals who've passed away, no matter what, but in this example, cancer, just riddled away, and they go, hey, you know what? I had a dream about my grandmother, or I saw her, right? Or she came to me. If you've ever noticed, as you take another deep breath in, that they're glowing, they're vibrant, they're at an age where they looked, felt complete. They're never out of shape, never ill, vibrant. That's what I call your default spiritual age. Within each one of us, as we take another deep breath in again, as I continue to work on you, there is a default age that's set for us. So as you note the top of your head, the back of your head, your shoulders, right down into your arms, into your fingertips, really paying attention to your hands, moving away from the body, right? Moving away from that judgment aspect, noticing your hands, noticing the details, the fingers, fingertips, the webbing between your fingers, your thumb, maybe feeling your fingerprints. As those individuals, through the work that I've done with them, no matter how old they are, they get to a certain level of vibrancy, right? They resonate at a certain level of frequency, and they start to find that they'll revert back to their default age, no matter how old they are. This is where reverse aging happens. This is where vibrancy happens. This is where individuals come back, have a second chance on life. It's already preset for us. So with a nice strong deep breath in, and as I guide you deeper, we'll just count from 10 down to 0. Each number, each descending number, descending lower and deeper and deeper. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, as we just slow down time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. If you knew what your default age is, that spiritual age, what age would it be? If you could see your body shape, what shape would it be in? If you could tell the health level, the vibrancy, the abundance in other aspects of our life. I'm going to work on you in silence as you explore those answers to those questions. Noticing how you're feeling. So we'll take a deep breath in. So that image that you saw, you felt, you experienced, that's possible in this lifetime and in this meta healing, helping you notice where you are now, where you want to be, and then helping you start to clear that path so that path becomes easier for you. So hopefully you'll start to notice those changes, if not immediately, within the next few days, weeks coming up. I'm going to go ahead and leave you in this space for as long as you wish, as long as you stay in this space, which I would suggest. You'll still be connected to that mastermind group. Thanks for listening in on the podcast. Notice what you notice, and then start noticing the details of what you notice. For more information on my programs, please visit masajady.com. That's MASSAJADY.com.